Hello everybody, I hope you're having an awesome day. If you are new here, this is my channel and I upload fashion videos twice a week. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. And today I'm going to be talking about layering for fall. So I'm going to give you guys a few pointers about layering for fall and talk about sort of what the layers are, what the layering consists of. Okay, so I'll first start with that. Now, this seems pretty basic and like everyone would know this. This is like a duh moment, but there are 3 layers when it comes to layering: the bottom layer, the middle layer, and the top layer or the outer layer. The bottom layer is the one that's usually less visible or least visible. The middle layer is the one that is often most visible, and the outer layer is just your jacket or something you put on when you really go outside. Okay, so now that we've covered that ground, I want to talk for a few seconds about the bottom layer, because the middle layer I feel like is where you get to be creative and just do whatever you want, choose what you want, what textures, what prints, what type of a sweater or cardigan, or just the world is your oyster when it comes to the middle layer. The middle layer is really more your style. I do have some tips, however, on the bottom layer. That is sort of the base of your outfit, and I think that can be quite a sort of a more difficult one of the layers to pick out or to know what to buy in store. So my advice on this is mostly stick to basic pieces. I actually have a few sort of staple pieces that function as the bottom layer. The first one of that is just such a staple, and I feel like everyone already knows this, and that is a fitted black or neutral turtleneck. So not necessarily a sweater, just more of a almost a t-shirt or a very fine knit material, and just a basic fitted turtleneck. This is a great item that you can layer under tons of outfits. You can lay it under dresses, you can lay it under blazers, you can lay it even under a white button down, and I have an example of this. Gigi Hadid did that recently and I think it looks flippin' awesome, and I am going to definitely recreate this look. And as far as white button downs go, those are also a great sort of bottom piece to own. I myself tend to go for a long line button up blouse. That just means that it's one that is slightly longer and that will stick out under oversized sweaters or anything really you put it under. I personally like the look of that when the button down comes out under your middle layer. Another obvious basic piece is a t-shirt, and here again I like to go for long line t-shirts. I have an example here of what that looks like layered under a sweater. I think that it looks really cool when you just have a hint of your t-shirt peeking out underneath, and that way your outfit also just looks more layered, if you know what I mean. Okay, so another item that I have been loving recently is mesh or sheer tops as a bottom layer. I think that they look really cool, and sort of having something under something, you can still see there's something under your clothes, but at the same time you can sort of see through it. I just think it adds a little bit more interest to your outfit. So I like basic mesh tops, just a tight sort of bodysuit type of tops, but I also really like the mesh or see-through button-down blouses that maybe have a print on them and are a little bit more loosely fitted. Finally, my sort of last staple basic bottom piece is a slogan tee, something that is really in for the season. Great slogans, feminist slogans, statement slogans, political slogans. So slogans are also a great basic piece to have to layer under something that maybe falls open. So now that I've talked you through my basic staple bottom piece essentials, I guess, I can move on to some tips when it comes to layering. So I don't have many, just 4 short, simple, sweet rules to live by when it comes to layering. And the first of that might seem again a bit obvious, but that is to mix proportions. So mix a shorter item with a longer item. An example of that I think looks really cool is a cropped top or sweater with high-waisted pants and a long line blazer over the top. I think that looks awesome. I actually saw Alana Davison wear it in one of her vlogs recently, and it just looks amazing in my opinion. So the first tip is to mix your proportions, layer longer pieces over shorter pieces or shorter pieces over longer pieces, etc. You get the gist of it. My second tip is to create balance in your outfit. So if you are wearing a more loosely fitted upper sort of situation, then keep your lower situation more fitted, and the other way around applies as well. If you have a looser lower sort of fitting situation, then keep your upper situation a bit more fitted. Something else you can also do if everything is loosely sort of fitted is add a belt around your waist. This sort of just cinches everything and makes it look a bit more proportionate, or like it fits you better. It creates balance in your outfit. My third tip for layering is to mix textures. Now, I think this is something that you can very easily do. I think it looks really cool, and also it sort of provides you with the comfort of not having to think so much about your outfit, because you aren't really mixing prints. Prints can sometimes be a little bit intimidating to mix or hard to put into an outfit. When you are choosing sort of all neutral colors, that makes it a little bit easier, but by mixing your textures, you're still creating that visual interest, and I think it looks really cool. Also, that way, if you have a lot of sort of layering pieces that are neutral, you can match different pieces with each other to make different layered outfits in your wardrobe. I also think this mixing of textures is really big for this season. Mixing very feminine materials with a more rougher or chunky material is very on trend right now. I personally love a silk or very feminine skirt mixed with an oversized, really chunky sweater. I think that looks really cool. I also really love, maybe not that this is so much layering as more as sort of outfit assembly, but I really love a silk skirt with like combat boots and a really rough sweater or something like that. It's just that mix of textures, and I guess also styles, that makes your outfit look automatically a little bit more interesting, maybe without even having to add an interesting print in or anything like that. And that sort of ties into my fourth tip, and that is to mix mismatched pieces. I think this can look really cool, and by that I mean what I mentioned earlier. For example, mixing a very feminine dress or skirt or something of the sort with like a very sporty bomber jacket or something like just very cool like that, or mixing a like feminine dress with a very menswear style inspired piece, which is also something that is hugely on trend right now, and I think it looks really cool. What I've also been seeing around is feminine pieces mixed with those really like very sporty winter jackets. I can't think of the name right now. Anorak jackets, I think they're called. I think that looks really awesome as well. So my fourth tip for layering is to mix mismatched pieces that are maybe a opposite style to each other. And I lied before, I have one more extra bonus tip, so 5 in total. If you do go for prints in your layering, then match the color of your accessories to your print. That way you just sort of pull your whole outfit together. So yeah, those are all my tips for layering for this fall and any fall season really. I talked a little bit about the bottom layer, which is sort of the most basic one and maybe the most sort of important one, because it lays the foundation to cover on top of. And as I said, the middle layer really is up to you. You can go absolutely crazy, go mad with it, do whatever just speaks to you. And one little something I can say about the last layer, the outer layer, and that is just a quick tip. Don't go for something that's too heavy. Also don't go for something that's too light, because otherwise you're going to get too cold or too hot, and also too heavy is not really a great sort of comfortable piece to layer over. So my final tip is, for your third layer, go for sort of something in the in-between spectrum. Okay, so I felt like I rambled on uncontrollably for like 20 minutes, but I probably didn't. I hope you guys really liked this video and found it informative and helpful, and if you did, I would love it if you would like and comment down below, and I'll see you guys later this week for a lookbook video.